Eyewitness News starts now with breaking news.
And good evening. We're following breaking news right now. A man and young child found dead in their home. Good evening. It's 5 o'clock. Andrea's off tonight. I'm Anne-Marie Tierney.
And I'm Scott Swan in for John Stair. The scene is in Cumberland on the 600 block of Woodlark Drive. This is near 10th and German Church. Eyewitness News reporter Emily Longnecker joins us live from the scene. Emily, what have you learned?
Well, Scott and Cumberland's police chief Mike Crook tells us that he is leaning towards calling this a double homicide. He doesn't want to say that officially just yet, but he says we'll know more once the coroner gets here. For now, here's what we do know, that a 21-year-old man and a 7-year-old girl were both found dead in this home today. They were found around 3 this afternoon by the 21-year-old victim's mother. Now, according to police, that woman owns the home. Her 21-year-old son, the victim, lives here with her, and they were taking care of the woman's 7-year-old niece who was sick today and didn't go to school. Now, the male victim's mother told police she went to work at 5 this morning, talked to both her son and niece around 10 this morning, and when she came home this afternoon at 3, both were dead.
When the lady came home, she discovered that the two were inside the house. There were a lot of blood coming from them, and subsequently she backed out and called police. We have no idea on the cause of death. It does appear that there's a lot of blood within the home, and we probably won't have that information until tomorrow after autopsy.
Now, Chief Mike Crook says that he can't tell right now if there is any kind of forced entry in the home, and the only witness to what may have happened inside the home may very well be the family dog, a basset hound that was let out by police to a neighbor's house some time ago. Police right now at this point are going door to door, talking to neighbors, asking if they heard anything or saw anything this afternoon, anything unusual for this afternoon. And neighbors here say this kind of situation would be unusual for this neighborhood. It is usually typically quiet here. When I talked to Chief Crook, I asked him if this kind of situation was typical for Cumberland, and I asked him when the last murder had been in Cumberland, and right away he knew the date. He said March 11th, 3 years ago. Now, at this point, they're not releasing names of the victims until they make sure that more relatives, especially relatives of that 7-year-old girl, are notified. Chief Mike Crook saying at this point, again, he doesn't officially, his words, officially want to call this a double murder, but again, his words, that is the way that he is leaning. Live in Cumberland, Emily Longnecker, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
The story will continue.